Hi Stitchy family, this is Sylvia with Running with Needles and Scissors, and here I am again, surprise, surprise. This is July, whoa, the year has flown by, July 7th, I think. It's a Thursday, and this is a floss tube about stitching mostly. Some other stuff might make appearances. But anyways, if you're not into stitching, this probably is not your channel. So I promised last time when I did my video with Lisa that I would catch you up. But first, let me just thank you guys for the warm welcome and all the lovely comments on the video. It just really felt good to be back, and I appreciate it. So one of the things, I don't think I've ever said it, that really does help a channel is if you like and subscribe. That does something to the algorithms, and it helps. So that I would really appreciate that. Okay, so I will catch you up on what's been going on in my life. And those of you who are here for stitching only, just wait till I start holding things up. You just fast forward. Anyways, so last time we really spoke I was almost ready to have surgery, and it was a touch and go thing because they bumped me, and it was just so, super stressful. But the second appointment, and they did know that this was hard, and they really tried to get me in. So the second appointment held, and socialist medicine is is something else. Anyways, and they don't have the same liability laws in Germany as they do here in the States. So, I was trying to find my way through the hospital. It wasn't real clear where I was supposed to go. And the receptionist like, oh, just walk upstairs and, go to the doctor's office. So, I went up the stairs and looked around and found the doctor's office, because usually you see her down in the clinic. And they're like, oh yeah, okay, you're here. Just, we're gonna put you in this room and, wait there. And yeah, so I just sat in the room fully clothed and waited. And then they said, all right, come on down to the office. And we'll do some of the pre-op stuff. And I'm like, okay. So I walked down to the office in fully clothed, and there's my surgeon, and she's the professor, and her two main doctors that work with her. And so they're like, well, take off your top, because they're going to mark you up. So I'm standing there in a skirt, topless, in this, it's not a doctor's office as such, it's an office with a nurse at the desk, typing away at the computer. And I'm standing there topless. And, there's male doctors, and of course my female is, my surgeon is female, and so they're all just, staring intently at my chest, and, she's drawing, and they're discussing and pointing, and she's like, no, we're not doing it that way. We're going to do it this way. And I was like, oh, dear God. Okay. Anyways, that surgery was not a piece of cake at all. It was 6.5 hours long. And there was a lot of work that they had to do just for getting the capsule out. So what they do is they take not just the implant out, but they take all the capsule that is formed around it. It has to come out with it. And it had attached itself. It had grown onto my rib cage. So they had to scrape the ribs off. And that's probably what took so long. Otherwise, I don't think it had been such a long surgery. So anyways, I made it through fine. Things look good. It took a while to recover. I turned out to be super allergic against the suture material, and that was no fun. That was a serious unpleasantness, let's put it that way. And since I had interior sutures also, so underneath the outside scar, so I had whatever they used, I had it on the inside and on the outside. And yeah, it was it was no fun. But, once we got the outside ones pulled, things calmed down a little bit. The inside ones just had to dissolve. And if they didn't dissolve, they just, they worked their way out, which was also no fun, but, better out than in. Anyway, so, I didn't quite get the time I needed to recover properly before, the craziness of the move started. But it was a hard move. The house that we lived in Germany was quite large. It turns out, I knew it was large, but trying to pack it up, you just realize how big it was, and where I put all the stuff. And anyways, they took 4 days, I think, to pack us and load us, which is not unusual. It really isn't. But I had done a lot of pre-packing. I packed all my stitching stuff. I packed all my quilting fabric and books. I mean, my craft rooms, I had two, were mostly packed before they even came. Oh my gosh, we got rid of so many things. It was criminal. And we still clocked in at about 21,000 pounds for the two of us. I think a lot of it was fabric. Anywho, so we waved goodbye to our household goods on September 24th. And we flew to the States on October 5th, landed here on October 5th. A very kind and generous friend put us up for 10 days, and we closed on our house that we live in now on the 15th. Our furniture did not arrive until January, the first week in January. And until that time, we were literally, kind of camping in the house, and it was miserable. I got COVID right before Christmas, a couple days before Christmas, with, sleeping on an air mattress. Rob, we finally went to a hotel. I was like, I can't do this. And I didn't get super sick. I just was, it knocked me on my rear. And I felt super worn out. I mean, I just had no energy. Took a long time to get my energy back, and I definitely had COVID brain after. Ooh, that was bad. I just read that a B complex was supposed to help a lot with that. I wish I'd known. But anyway, so the furniture came. They came the one day with their big truck and couldn't make it down our driveway because it curves. And they're like, we'll be back tomorrow. I was like, no. But, they left again and then came back with smaller trucks the next day. And it took them 2 days to deliver the furniture and the boxes. And it was minus something hideous out in terms of temperature. And the whole house was open. Me getting over COVID, getting chilled to the bone. And it was no fun. So, they brought all the stuff in and just said, let it warm up overnight. Cause it was like a freezer. I mean, this stuff was icy cold, cause it sat out in the truck, probably for 36 hours, so everything was just, icy cold. My hands would like ache when I tried to unpack. So, we said, all right, we'll just leave it. And we've slowly been getting ourselves situated. The house has some acreage to it. It has, it's like 1.7 acres. So we went from having a courtyard, which was really manageable, to close to 2 acres, which I love. And it's really lovely. A lot of it is wooded, but oh my gosh, it's so much work. Yeah, it's just work. Anyways, but Elisa calls it that we live in a tree house, because right here, where I'm looking out and all along, well, as you see behind me, they're big glass. They're not windows. They're glass. It's glass. It is a window, but you wouldn't replace it as a window. You would buy the glass to put in the frame. But these big windows go the whole back here is nothing but windows, and we just look out into trees, and it's really nice. I can't complain. And we live so centrally here in Dayton, which is really nice. Everything's close by. I walked to the library this morning and brought my book back. I mean, it's a 15-minute walk. It's not bad at all. So I took Millie and we walked on down there. I brought my book back and then we walked back home, and I just went a different route. And there's so many pretty homes here. Just really, really nice. I just feel really blessed. So, and since I've been back, I've been trying to take advantage of, the different activities. I went to Country Sampler. I also went to Salty Yarns for Catherine Theron weekend, which was fabulous. I've been to Keepsakes 3 times. The one time I went by myself, and then my new and lovely friend Diane contacted me, and she said, "You don't know me, but I watch your videos and I am close by, and let's go to Keepsakes." And I'm like, yes, let's do. And we went that one time, and it wasn't on their website, but they had some stitching thing happening and the shop was closed because they took all their stuff down to wherever they were. So there's a quilt shop right next door, so we went there, and then there's a crafty shop in Beaver Creek, which was very interesting and stocked to the gills with all kinds of crafty stuff. But the second time we went to Keepsakes together, that worked, and they were open. It was on a Wednesday, and we joined their stitching group, and the ladies were just lovely and welcoming. And I have to say that Keepsakes, it's so much fun to just take your time and walk through there. She has so many finished models in such creative ways. It's a great store, and I'll show you what I got there on this last trip. So I've tried to keep the stash to a minimum, not purchasing, but what I'm going to show you. So we'll work through it little by little. There's so much to catch up on, which was one of the big stumbling blocks for me to get going again. But I'll just do it bite size. So where to start? Let's start with some finishes. And these are not all of them that I've done in the last year. That would be sad. But let's just start. I think, so one of the first things I finished is I'm trying to cover up. Well, you can't really see it, but okay. So it's hard. I should have gotten a piece of paper. All right. That's not going to work. I'll show you later. It's for I found this in Big Trash Day in Germany. It's a cast iron, it's really heavy thing to put your keys in, and I respray painted it black. It was black, and it had this red tile in it right here. And when you open it, it's pretty sturdy. Oh yeah, here's my needle minder. This is what happens when your husband touches your stuff. He dropped it, and I was like, oh, yep. And I thought I could find the other pieces. This was during the move, and I just stuck it in here, but I didn't find the other things, so I'm gonna have to throw it away. Anyway, so it holds keys, as you can see, and broken needle minders. And so I will show you next time when I cover up my house number. It came as a kit, and I love it. I'll show you the back. And I stitched it on Hog Wild Blue by R&R. I don't think they make it anymore. I don't know. But I've loved this fabric so much that I have used it for a variety of things. So it's just going to be mounted. It fits perfectly in here. And I'm going to mount it and stick it in there. And then we'll put our spare keys in here. But hopefully I'll remember to show you again next time. Let me see if I can't do a better job. Let's see if I put my fingers over it. Okay, you get the idea. There it is. Anyways, what's that number? Okay, there, I can take it off. And it says home. All right, there's that. I finished, over here. Finally, the Stacy Nash. The gift is small, but love is all. There you go. The fabric was in the kit, and the backing fabric was in the kit. There was some brown floss. I didn't like it. I substituted a sulky, a red. And I probably put my sulky away again, so I really can't tell you what it was, and then I antiqued the fabric, and I love it. It's way bigger than I thought it would be, and I think it's probably 32 or 28 count, but it almost looks like 28 count fabric. Anyways, I really like the way this turned out. Then I finished, I think this one in, nope, I finished this one first. Finished this, My Betrothed by Birds of a Feather. And this used all the called for. Let's see, do we do it like this? No, you can't even see it. I'm doing this on my phone, and I usually use my iPad, but I had such problems loading the last video. I mean, it took days, and somebody said, use your iPhone. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm keeping an eye on the time too. Anyways, this is with all the called for, and on just a plain Zweigart, like antique ivory or cream, 40 count. But I sure do like it. There you go. All right. Then I think I finished this one next, which is Hannah Ann Wallace by With Thy Needle and Thread. Oh, now I realize what I forgot. I used my own selection of flosses. I will list them in the information thing down below what I used. I just picked my own and whatever I liked, and that's what I used. Anyways, I loved stitching her. She was a delight. That over one was no joke right here. Anyways, there's a couple of them right there. And let's see, where's the other one? Oh, there's that one. The Hannah Ann Wallace is over one, and the little flower. So it was, this is over one right here. This is over one, and the Hannah Ann Wallace. But yes, she's done. Okay, it's really hot and humid here today. AC's on, but God. Okay, and then it snowed really late in the season. I was despairing. The winter was cold. I'm not used to this kind of cold winter. But anyways, so I grabbed, you know, I didn't even bring the pattern. See, I'm totally out of practice. This is Silver Creek Samplers, I think it's called. And no winter lasts forever, no spring skips its turn. It was just to give me hope here. And this is done on a picture of this plus linen. I saw this at the attic. Jean stitched it on Teeny Weeny, and it was just so much fun. Or maybe she stitched it on this linen, I don't know. Anyway, so we grabbed a tiny piece of linen. It was one of their little remnants, and it was just big enough to do this. And I've got a frame for it, so I will be framing this once my husband cuts it down. Okay, oh, and I don't know if I showed you this one. This is something my daughter stitched. It is Ladybug House by Lilybet Designs. This is out of print, but she stitched this many moons ago. Oh, when she was probably 14, 15 maybe, and she's going on 30. Anyways, so I don't know what she did to the linen, but there are just like 3 threads left up here. One side was like, I could barely catch it. But anyway, so I try to do my best and finish it into a pillow for her. And it will, once she settles, I will send this to her. She just graduated from law school and is up in the Spokane, Washington area right now with my youngest daughter. And she is studying for the California bar. So, you know, she needs good thoughts and prayers because it's coming up. All right. The other thing that I did just recently was for our trip to Country Sampler, I made everybody little pincushions, little Patriotic Pincushions. These are 3/4 inch squares, and I put a little heart. Everybody got a different heart. I had some sterling silver hearts left from a project I worked on, you know, ages ago. And so I just dug those up and put those on there. And then I made a pretty patriotic pin for up here. I didn't get one, so this one's mine. And the other thing I did was I made little strawberries, but not for my travel companions. I actually made strawberries for Miriam. Well, she was one of the traveling companions. I made it for Miriam because she hosted us at her beautiful, beautiful lake house overnight. That was so much fun. Anyway, so I made her a little strawberry, and I also made her a pincushion out of a little vintage candle holder that's been in our family for like 55 years or something like that. I have 2 of them, so I made one and gave it to her with a little strawberry. And these are, you know, super simple. I'll put the link to where I found the pattern down below. So I had fun making these. Okay, well, so that concludes all what I've been stitching on. Although, like I said, there's more. I just haven't found it or gathered it up from the house because it's already been kind of distributed. You forget what you've finished and what you've worked on. Now, what I'm currently stitching, well, I'm working on my reproduction, and that's been, yeah, my priority. But we got these really fun little kits or patterns. This one I just got the pattern, A Girl in Her Garden from With Thy Needle and Thread. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. It's a drum. Anyways, I just felt the urge to start. So I pulled threads. Here they are. And some of them are substitutions. Let's see. This one is a substitution for, and this is a Victorian motto thread that I had on hand. Here's a color in cotton that is for it's not sandcastle, for oilcloth, I think. I just looked at the photo and, you know, figured out. And this is for the lighter strawberry and is taking the place of used brick. Anyways, I didn't really get much done, but there it is. I just needed to put some stitches in. And this is 36 count vintage Kutri Mocha from the kit. She gave us a really big piece, so there's plenty, there's plenty to do the sampler on as well. But I probably put the sampler on 40 count. But for the drum, it's 36 count, and oh, I just love the way it's turning out. Didn't get much done, but it was enough to kind of satisfy the urges. I also started the Chessie and Me kit. There you go. This is called Flag Day Pincushion. And all the flosses came with that. So I just put them on the ring that Lisa gave us with these little patriotic jingles on it. So cute. And again, I did not get super far. Well, so I started it and then looked down at the pattern. So what I do is I always mark the little symbol on my card, you know, and I'll just, you know, mark over it if I'm using it for a different project. I don't care. And some of these have 2 symbols because they have specialty stitches, and I wasn't paying attention. So I had what you see now done, and then I looked at the pattern and I had all in cross stitch, and this was a 4-sided stitch right here, the blue, and these little doodads on the bottom are all Smyrnas. So I had to go back. Well, I had to rip out the cross stitch and do the 4-sided stitch, and then I went back and made these Smyrnas, not the right way, but I wasn't going to take all the X's out. Did I get all the way to the top? No, I didn't get all the way to the top. But anyways, so that slowed me down a little bit. But here it is. And this is stitched on. The linen was in there. Oh, 36 count vintage Confederate gray linen from Lakeside Linen. Okay, I have never heard of that linen, but there it is. So it's got a little bit of modeling on there, which is awesome. All right. The other thing that comes out on a regular basis is my Glue-Tide, although it's not been out for 2 months now. I'm using my own color conversion for it. There you go. I just love, love, love it. There's a number of people working on it that I see on Instagram. But it's been under construction for a while. And I pull it out for that dark 13 stitching that Cozy Egg does. Michelle at Cozy Egg. But like I said, in the last couple months, I have not. But here is where I am now. You can see I've made a little bit of progress. I just love this. The house is, well, 1/3 built probably. Maybe more because the roof is done. And yeah, I think once the house is in, it won't be so bad. But those of you who've worked on the other side can tell me. So Paulette loves these little stars. You know, they're all over the place. Anyways, I just love it. I'm not putting Glue-Tide, so I've cut it off right here and come around with the border. Anyways, that's where we're at. Okay. Oh, so sorry. And what am I working on now? I am working on my reproduction, Janet Scott. This is where I am right now. I have one more row here underneath, so I'm almost done with all the eyelets. That's been fun. I think they're very meditative, but I need to tuck this one in, excuse that hanging thread, but they are kind of painful. But anyway, so she's done in 3 different greens and 1 red. Somebody asked me, oh, let me show you the actual. This is Janet. So I think she's lovely. And I love the trees, and it just reminds me more of Christmas. So I am going to, what I'm going to do when I am done charting, but what I'll add is here, instead of writing the March 1857, you could put your own name in there and put Noel 2022 or whatever year you stitch it, or leave it Janet Scott March, you know, or leave it Janet Scott and put Noel in, whatever you want. It is, we're not purists here. This is supposed to be fun. Okay, so that is her. And somebody asked me about the hoop that I'm using, and this is called a Nerge hoop. It is plastic, it's super lightweight, it's really, really nice. I mean, the linen stays exactly where you put it. So I have not, I've adjusted my linen once when I scooted it up, that's it. It's been tight as I like it since I put the fabric in. I like that this is angled and it's super easy to work with. It comes in various sizes. This is the medium as far as I know. This is the small. This is the extra small, and I've just ordered an extra large, which is pretty large, to complete the set. So I got these off of Amazon. They're super easy to find. I will put the name of the hoop down below. They're really easy to get your fabric in and out of. So I've been super pleased with these, and they're not expensive. Okay. Then I thought I would do a little section called What is in the Bag? I have so many project bags and so many projects, kitted, you know, started just a little bit, started a little bit more. And I thought we would meander through it with each video. So I just randomly grabbed some bags. And the first one, I really do love this bag. I love what's in it. I love the bag. So I made this myself. You know, this was a little, the mini, whatever those things are called. Oh my gosh, you know, the camera goes on and your mind goes blank. Anyways, so this was patched. This is a panel from, I think, Kathy Schmidt's, a bee panel. I have more and I'm planning to, you know, use them up. And then I found this super cute little bee at one of the shops in Germany that does, it's a fair trade shop. Anyways, they always had the cutest little felted stuff. So I brought her home to hang on this bag. And you can see what's in it already. It is from a mon ami Pierre, who sadly stopped designing out of frustration because her stuff kept showing up on these websites for free. And this is called Paradis Perdu, which means lost paradise. You can see there's Adam and Eve, and I forget which friend of mine finished this, but it's fantastic. So I have probably kitted it up way back when, with Vicky Clayton silk. This is not showable almost because I just drop them in here. So I'm just gonna hold it. So, you know, these are from various iterations of her tags. So some of them were hanging, some of them were wrapped, and some of them are on spools. And this is the coveted single strand. I love it so much. I wish she would come back with that. But the fabric I have, you know, at this point I couldn't tell you, but I know I hand dyed it myself. It's probably a 40 count. Wait, no, it's got fuzzy on top, so it's more than a 40 count. So when you have this fringed edge, I think it's 46 count. Anyways, so I dyed this myself, and I think it'll look fabulous on there. I went through this phase where I wanted to start so many things, and I thought, you know, why don't you just kit it up? And I was just a kitting up fool. And I really have to stop that because I have so much stuff tied up in kits. And currently, stitching my own stuff, you know, leaves very little time for this. This next one, oh my gosh, whoopsie. Already in securely. Okay. So, oh, well, this is some fabric I picked up at the Zweigart factory, and, you know, I thought it was fun. It's more upholstery fabric, but it makes a nice bag. And I put the zipper on the outside. So I always get the bags that are not quite up to my standard. Like a lot of times when I work with some fabric I don't really know how to deal with, I get the first one that I try. So mine are always a little bit cattywampus, but that's okay. They're still perfectly usable. Now this one is such a beautiful, this is the inside fabric, sampler. I'm dying. Luz Gonzalez. I would love to be stitching on her. I would just love it. From Samplers Remembered. I'm not going to take I kitted it up again with Vicky Clayton silk. And I did not pick any fabric because I figured when I do get going, then I'll pick fabric. Speaking of fabric, I talked to Wendy at the Tinsmith Wife, who was delightful. Because they had just gotten, I called yesterday and I was like, I saw that you're getting needle and flax linen. I'm hunting that stuff. And she's like, this box just came, you know. And so I told her what I was looking for. And she said she would call me back. And she didn't get to it yesterday, but she called me first thing this morning. And they didn't have what I was looking for. I am looking for, Steinbeck in 40 or 46 count, preferably 40. I had it in mind for one of my samplers that I'm reproducing, and I would, you know, I don't really know what it looks like in real life, and so I really wanted a piece so I could decide. But if you find out anybody has Steinbeck 40 count, 46 count, I am looking for it. But I did buy some other linen, of course. So I got some Thornfield at 46 count, and she had Lakeside linen. So I picked up 2 pieces of Lakeside. vintage cedar plank in 46 count and bittersweet in 46 count. Okay, anyways, it's coming on my way. Okay, again, this was during my kitting up mania. I love this bag. It was just some fat quarters I picked up at Temecula Quilt Company when I was down there one time a couple years ago before the pandemic. And I made bags out of it, and I just love, oh, I have two that I made. The other one's not here. Oh, okay, so there's more than one sampler in there because it's multifamily housing for Samplers Not Forgotten. So this is BG 1874, and this photo doesn't, you know, you don't see the colors. This is what I've got. So there's some really fantastic colors, and it's not all Vicki Clayton. It's also Belle Soie. Who would have thought? Because I think she kitted in Belle Soie, yes. And then there was some Gloriana, I think, and some NPI. So I kind of did a mix, but you know, there's purple, there's pinks, there's light pink, there's blue. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. It's a monster. So no fabric, but oops, stay here. And I was so inspired by Lisa Kindred Stitcher when she was stitching this. This is the English Garden. Also by Samplers Not Forgotten. There we go. And that does come with a full okay, sorry, it's terrible. Floss and fabric selection. Oh, let's see here. Let's make these crooked ways straight. All right. And this is on, oh, look at here. This is on a 36 count vintage cedar plank that I put in here. And so now this is better. And you can see that's going to be really beautiful and muted and just super lovely one of these days. Anyway, so that is that. That's in this bag. We can do a better job sticking it in here. I need the talents of the, I need to go work at Country Sampler for like a week and get their knack of, you know, kitting up and how pretty that looks. And I should do mine like that, not like this. All right, in you go. All right, this makes me want to start all the things. Here is a bag that is labeled Elizabeth Savalas. Okay, so I really do like this bag. I had plans to put on more buttons. I bought this bag from, I think it's Kathy's Posies or something like that on Etsy. She has super cute bags and is very reasonable. And I was just looking at her shop probably a week or two ago. Oh, she had so many cute bags. And I was like, no, you may not. Anyways, Elizabeth Savalas, I believe, is still available from Elizabeth Antaedo. She is Dames of the Needle. This is such a girly sampler. It's very pink and uses, does it use Old Willows? Yes, it uses Old Willow stitchery threads, which I have. Let's see here. Colors are, you know, very, very girly. So here are all the called for, but there are so many beautiful threads out there. You could absolutely sub, easy to do. Anyways, here they are. And I'm not sure, again, what linen this is. It's not labeled. I don't know if I might have, yeah, I might have, my gosh. I folded this up a million times. I might have dyed this myself. So let me just hold up the colors. It's a very tender sampler. Let me see if we can see it. It's hard to see. Let's see. There. Seriously, one of the drawbacks of having all these windows is that, you know, there's a lot of glare. There we go. There. So fun. Oh, must start. I'm gonna be kind to this. I think what happened is I had it rolled and then I put it in a project bag, and then the rolls were just flattened, so it folded 700 times, the linen. Sorry about that. Okay, back in the bag. And the last bag I pulled is this lovely, lovely bag from Christy with Crosshatch Quilts. She makes the very, very nice bags. And I have this labeled also, and it says GGR. So it is multifamily yet again. I love this little tag. Let's see here. Oh, I need to switch her out because this is a patriotic bag. This needs to go with patriotic stitching, but at the time. Okay. This is Virginie Grimaud. 1845. Oh, I'm gonna have to take it out. It is, I've seen it in person when I met Gigi at one of the stitching, I met her several times as a matter of fact, at different stitching events in Europe, over in France. And oh, it is a beauty. It is a beauty. And so what have I done? Well, maybe all colors. I don't know. I haven't checked. But here is the fabric. Okay. I wish it was labeled. It is not. It's not something I dyed. So it was dyed already. Well, what does it call for? It calls for cappuccino. I don't think this is cappuccino. I don't know. But I have, ooh, some of it kitted up anyways. Let's see here. Oh no, this is an X-Jew. Toffee from X-Jew Designs. I could have just smelled it and could have told you. 40 count. It feels wonderful. And the linen, let's see here. And I'm not sure. Yep, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 colors. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think this goes with that. 4. This is a red. 5, a gold. These spools are always hard to show. 6, 7. So I'm missing one. I'll have to figure out which one it is. But these are the colors I picked. Although some of it might not show up all that great on this linen, but that's how the sampler is. Some of it just doesn't show up really great, even on the photo. Well, the good thing is you can always switch out as you go along. There's this one, and then Country Sampler had a photo of this. Anne Oriole, 9 years old, 1841. And they had done it on a linen from, I know you're shouting at me, you know which one I'm talking about. Anyways, she hand dyes and sells it on Facebook. The name will come to me or not, we'll see. And it was kind of greenish. And they had, aged it, and it looked so good. And so I worked on it. That was long gone, that conversion. So I just kind of worked it on my own, and this is what I came up with. And these are all over dye cottons, and I think it's going to look fabulous. This is 40 count Confederate gray, old base, which is interesting to, okay, so this is Weeks Dye Works, which is interesting to work on. But you know what works much better is if you put it in a hoop or a frame, and then it's fine. Okay, that wraps up my what's in the bag. We got plenty of bags to go on for next time. I hope you enjoyed our little visit. And yeah, I just wish you guys a lovely, lovely summer. Stay cool. It's been off and on here. Very humid because it's been raining, but I'm grateful for the rain because that means we do not have to water 2 acres. That's, yeah, I don't want to see the water bill because we have watered a couple times. We did switch off some of the sprinklers because we're like, we're not watering the woods. That can take care of itself. And that is that. So I will see you again soon. Okay, well, I almost forgot to do the stash I got at Keepsakes. I had it in my hand, put it down somewhere. Really, it took me about 10 minutes to find it because I was walking through the house collecting things and I set it down. So that's why it wasn't with me, but here it is. It's not much, thank goodness. Anyways, I got Lottie Da and Rudolph, which is a Christmas pattern, and I wanted to stitch it for last Christmas and seriously couldn't find it because people were stitching it and it was sold out everywhere. But I came across it at Keepsakes in, oh gosh, Diane, when did we go? April? May? April, I think. Anyways, so I grabbed that. I saw this stitched up and it is so darling. It is Antique Locks and Keys by Shakespeare Peddler. And I was looking at it, and she didn't have it in pillow foam. She had it in, I think, in a frame. And I was looking at the called for, because the black looked very interesting to me, and it's not black. It is Plush Plum from Belsois is what's called for. And it looks really good. I don't know what the model was stitched in. This was a Keepsakes exclusive, I think, or it was done for Keepsakes, or maybe not. I don't know. Not really, but it's the first time I've seen it, and I thought, and they had the model done, stitched, but not finished. And it was so darling. I bought it right away. It is Hello from Liz Matthews, the garden side sampler entry. And I'm interested in doing the tree. And this is all done in NPI or DMC. So I'll probably do it in DMC. Anyways, it's super darling. And on the way out, I was paying and I looked over and I saw this one done, and I just love it. It's also by Silver Creek Samplers. And it reads, "Guard me from all evil things under the shadow of your wings." Psalm 17:8. And the title of this is Shadow of Your Wings. And I would probably pick darker linen. And I think it would look smashing. And I just love the psalm and what it says. Anyways, I pray that a lot of times for my family, my children, people that I know who are walking through a hard time, is that they would just seek refuge under his wings. And that is a very safe place to be. Anyways. Okay, I'm going to splice this in here somewhere and see you guys later. Bye.